All right, players. Welcome to episode 2. We're back in action. Let's see here. Before we begin, I just want to thank you all for waiting around for us. We had one of our players was feeling a little under the weather. So both his character, who was out in the cold all night the night before, as well as our player, are going to take the night off. But that's okay because we have a group that's ready to adventure and enjoy themselves tonight, and I'm sure they are ready to begin their journey. However, before we start, I'd like to at least let everybody introduce themselves and say who they're playing. So we're going to start with Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex, also known as Wild Hearts on TikTok. I will be playing Erwina Dwin, Druid.
All right. Torrance.
Hi, I'm Torrance, or Tiny T14 on TikTok and most other platforms. I will be playing your Oathbreaker Paladin, Castle War Raven.
All right. And Space.
Hey, I'm Space. I will be playing Benji Goldenclaw Barbarian.
And I, of course, am your game master tonight. And I will be playing everybody else. So, as you guys are sitting within the hook, line, and sinker, there is a knock at the door. The dwarves found their way there, and at that point, you all had noticed standing at the footsteps of that inn a set of footprints dug into the snow. What do we do?
I would like to. Can I tell if they're like an animal's footprints or a human's
They look like boot prints.
footprints? Okay. Yeah, I think I will just try to look around for the person if they're not standing by the door.
All right, give me a perception check.
Okay. 4.
4. Yeah, right off the bat, looking around, you can see the wind is blowing, the snow is twisting and turning across, making it extremely difficult to see. You even get that chill as you pull your your hat over lower so that you didn't take that heavy wind. But nothing is seen. Anybody else like to
I
do anything?
Yeah, I will go towards Arwina.
Oh, Erwina will kind of try and see if she can spot the direction they came from. Because usually there's multiple tracks before you just like stop with two prints outside some place.
All right, give me a perception.
20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So, with a dirty 20, you actually notice two things. First off, you notice that the set of footprints seem to be heading towards the north. Second off, you see what looks like a strange, almost three-toed, like foot hanging out of the snow, just about 10 feet away from you in this just pile of snow next to the hook, line, and sinker.
Oh. Well, we don't want them to freeze, so Erwina will cast shape water to melt the ice around it.
Okay. As you start to melt the ice around it, you start to reveal some tarnished, blackened armor that seems to be covering a silver dragonborn who's who's got a bottle of some liquid in his hand, just holding tightly to it. He's completely passed out, and he's almost like slumped into the snow, and over time, the snow has piled up over top of him.
Oh no. um, Hey guys, there's somebody outside and they were like buried in the snow, and Erwina will go and try and with all of her tiny muscles will go and try and start dragging them towards the door.
Yeah, Castle's gonna see Arowita just absolutely tried her best and is just gonna be like, I got you, and just like throws their coat off, gets as like much under them as they can, and it's just gonna start heaving. And as they're heaving them, they're also using their hands to lay on hands on them to at least get them some kind of stable or rouse them in some kind of way.
All right, so as you start to warm up the body, you can start to see the eyes flicker and hit the almost like tendrils that kind of hang off the chin start to move a little bit. His hands kind of twitch back and forth. And
all right, buddy, come on, let's get you in. We got to figure out what's going on.
His eyes start to open as you start to pull, and this is where I get to introduce the true fun of season 3, as our secondary GM is going to play Trovis. As it works.
Well, so Trovis will have a scarf placed just around the over his nose and mouth, but it doesn't quite cover all the way down to those tendrils, and it just slowly blinks as he looks around. Get the feeling that he's probably been awake for a few seconds, but he's being carried. It's a new sensation for him. He's just gonna let this happen. He's gonna see where we go.
Can you hear me all right?
Yes, quite well.
Okay.
What may I ask why I'm being moved?
Well, you're in the freezing cold here in Parakonig, and my name is Castle, and I'm gonna make sure that we figure out if you're fully gonna be okay. We've got a nice hot room and food, and we're gonna get you taken care of. Just keep dragging, and if you could maybe not go full dead fish on me. I don't know what a fish is though, but don't do it.
Pardon my manners. Begins to roll and gently, without trying to kick free or anything, will place his feet down and pull the scarf off of his face to where you can see him visibly.
Oh.
Trovis is a rather large dragonborn. You notice that his skin holds a silvery tone. And oddly enough, just looking at him, the cold doesn't appear to have bothered him in any way. He's just sleeping outside. Benefit of being naturally resistant to colds. However, the wine bottle is empty and he's looking at it. Did I finish this, or did I spill it?
Well, not to be rude, but it smells like it.
Well, I was too busy wandering around throughout the night looking for those thieves. You haven't seen any of those creeping creatures, have you?
No.
Well, once we get into the tavern, we can ask around and find out for you, but let's...
Yes, I imagine the cold's a little bit too much for you. Let's get inside.
Not too much, but it's
Fair
not
enough.
great.
He holds his hands out as if like gesturing you towards the door.
At that point, I think Benji is already at the door, and she sees them having a conversation, and she's just like waving, "Hurry up, let's go."
I like
it's cold.
I still like trying to like help the dragon.
I'm fully
into
watching
the tavern, and
an
I just look
amusement.
at you like I'm trying.
As Trovis and you all try to get ready to move into the hook, line, and sinker, Glenn steps up, and you can hear this bang against the table and the back. Trovis, you fool! You know you're not allowed here. After the last time you broke everything.
We're all right. I've just made some new friends. He looks and you see his eyes crease a little. Rescued me from the snow. I would like to borrow one chair for a brief moment.
Out on one of your gallivants again?
I've been sent. I'm trying to locate the reason behind all these thieveries. And I'm assuming you haven't had much stolen here. As he glances around pretty condescendingly at the general upkeep of the bar.
No, it's... we haven't found anything missing yet.
Well,
You sure this isn't one of your visions or whatnot after too many nights with the bottle?
Okay. Well, our friends here, I'm just curious, have you had a chance to ask them if they know what happened or where anything has gone?
No, we haven't any need to.
All right, well, I won't cause problems. I just want a seat and more of this. And he just shakes the bottle.
I don't think you need any more of that, Trovis.
No.
You
Just
can
a little.
wander over to the place you get it from anyway. Head over to the Northern
Alright.
Light, the Northern Lantern. We know they'll take you in.
May I at least sit on the floor by the door until I have a conversation with our friends?
Fine.
All right. We'll just go from virtually standing back to dead weight and just slide off of you.
Erwina's behind and almost gets crushed.
Can I go over to Glenn and just like pay him off to let this man stay here? That way if any damages accrue, like it's paid for. Can I just go pay this man off?
You can try, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to Glenn and be like, bro. I don't really know what happened, but there's a lot of things happening, and I feel like we're all kind of at a place where it might seem better to have information, and I'm more than happy to pay for that information and whatever consequences come with it.
He looks at you, he kind of narrows his eyes. You don't understand how much this man has cost me over the last few months.
And I'm more than happy and capable to continue to pay you all of the money I've been paying you and win you as much money as you like. I feel I've been a fairly good patron.
You've done well since you've been here. You pay your dues. Haven't had too many problems yet. And he kind of looks directly over at Trovis.
It's one night. Not a permanent situation, just one night. Couple hours maybe.
Paying triple for him.
Fine.
All right, and the three of you, and the man upstairs who's hasn't come out of his room yet.
I think you got a little sick from the fish.
So you'll cover him too.
It's
right?
a fish.
Yeah,
what
the
is
fish
word?
meat.
Yes. The bill for
That'll be
my party and everyone else and this dragonborn for one night are on me.
4.5 gold.
She
4
gives
gold, 5 silver.
she gives him 10.
Keep forgetting. He slides it over in his pile, and he gives this giant grin on his face. Well, that'll cover the last door he broke, and maybe that window over there. And he points, and there's literally a window in the back corner area that's boarded up, and it's like, Well, I can pay somebody to build that. I have to fix that now.
Yeah.
All right. Trovis, you drunk? Come on in.
Hey, it's good to be back. Gonna roll over awkwardly onto all fours and then slowly stand up.
As he stands up, Benji is like right in front of him, and I'm pretty sure she's like a lot shorter than he is. She just looks him in the eye. She's like, "Okay, no trouble out of you."
Oh no trouble.
You
It doesn't
Trust me, you don't want to piss me
appear
off. Okay, all right.
doesn't appear disrespectful, but he like gently pats you on the head on the way by and just sits at the nearest table,
Wow.
like immediately first chair on the way through.
I think she just looks back at you. She's just like, I didn't like that. And she just lets it go. And or actually I think she would look at Arwina. Does that happen to you a lot? He would just pat you on the head?
Not really.
Okay. I have to think about this now. And I just go sit down.
So I apologize for my manners. My name is Trovis, and I am actually the town speaker here in Karakonic. I was outside for a purpose and then fell into the bottle as I do, and was just sleeping it off. I was attempting to stay awake as we've had some thieveries in the night around here, and I don't suppose you would happen to know of anything going wrong?
Has Erwina heard about this going on in town? As this
Uh,
is her shitty town.
It's her shitty town. You have the only thing you would know is that there are. It's more of like myths, legends
Mhm.
of dwarves of old sneaking through the towns, and that's how the footprints just randomly appear. But you have not heard of anything recent or any of that at that point. It's more of the boogeyman, or kids going out at night type thing. If you go out at night, the dwarves will snatch you and take you away type stuff. So
Yeah, it's probably just some sort of, prank played by bored teenagers. You know how teenagers are.
Yes, I'm afraid I think it might be just a little bit more serious than that.
Oh.
It's not terrible. We haven't had anything. Well, as you well know, this town doesn't exactly have much in the way of valuables, but that just means that some of the thievery is all the more problematic. For example, the Northern Light. Somebody has taken the lamp that hangs above the door and has been above the door for as long as we can tell. I didn't even think that thing could come down, among other valuables. Corey will have my head if I don't find out exactly what happened to that.
I mean, bored teenagers will try and steal things that you think they cannot steal as a bit of a prank, but that is impressive.
Well, and there's been... Let's see. He holds his hand up and it wavers a little bit in front of his face as if he's trying to count his fingers. There's a pair of goats that were stolen from the tavern. I believe there was the small pearls stolen from the Frozen Far. There's just lots of minuscule objects being taken, and we can't seem to find anything. I was on my way this way because there were footprints heading this direction, and the last thing I remember is needing to sit down for a moment.
Could I make some kind of an Arcana check to see if these items hold any like ritual casting requirements, like components wise?
Yeah, you can try to see what you can kind of discern or whatnot.
Yeah. Because it's like they're minuscule items, but they also seem like very targeted for like maybe people would be like, oh, that stinks that they got taken, but maybe someone who like would know better would know that there's some like these are specifically being targeted for some purpose.
Got you.
That is a 19.
Ooh. With a 19, putting the pieces together, you know, pearls, goats,
A light.
a light. Nothing. Even with that, you're saying you're like, okay, I've went through all of what I know personally, and none of that sounds like it would be used for any sort of like ritual or magical needs.
Okay.
Just going through what your knowledge of as working with the Banner Force and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to worry about rituals, so probably just some kids getting into some goats. I do know what those are.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. At least we know what goats are. You know,
Yeah,
fish
well,
is still
goats.
confused
Everyone
on
knows goats, guys. Everyone knows
Yeah.
goats.
still confused on fish, but we've got goats down. We're good there.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Glenn kind of. I mean, if you're gonna tell everybody's dirty laundry, then yeah, we did lose a couple goats a few nights ago. We figured they had either wandered out or, you know, bandits, that kind of thing. We didn't see any tracks, but it's been pretty bad around here the last few days. Hopefully this blizzard will calm down in the next couple, but
Have
I
they
don't know.
been only stealing from taverns?
Well, I
mean-
think it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
we've only heard of the one from here, and I know Corey up on the hill, she's complained now that their precious light has now vanished, so we've got that issue.
I
Are
think
there
the only-
any taverns or inns that haven't been stolen from?
Well, I mean, there's only 2 taverns here,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
The benefit that Karakonik only has a few locations of actual importance.
Interesting.
However, it seems all of the major public areas have had something taken. We haven't heard of very many, at least in the last few nights. I mean, over time, the valuables seem to have vanished, but everyone has had an explanation. The last 3 nights, however, it's been one after another, and not really sure why.
Well, maybe we can talk to this. You said their name was Corey?
Corey,
Corey,
yes.
yeah. Who's that?
There were also those footprints outside that we could try and follow to where they came from.
Do we have to go back outside? It's so cold out there. Can't we just
Corey.
like look out a window?
Trovus is going to turn and look at Erwina. Have they not been introduced to the sisters? Well, let me
they
just give it to you
just
this
arrived
way.
today, so
Okay. So, they're lovely sisters. They really are. Allie and Corey are the sisters that own the Northern Light on the eastern edge of town. Allie is just fantastic. She will have conversations with you. She's bubbly. Everything's great. Don't make Corey mad under any circumstances, please. As somehow it always falls back on me. He shoots a glance over at Glenn.
You're the one that
However-
broke the door and the window.
All right. It was one time. Okay, more than once, but it happened. We can figure it out. However, what's more important is that there are thieves running rampant in our town. And we can't exactly afford anyone to go looking, so I was assigned the task.
I'm sorry. I want to say this in the nicest possible way. They put you on the job and you get lost in your cups. So how much information are you really, truly giving us?
Well, believe it or not, I'm quite good at this sort of thing. It's just been a while since I had to. I used to be quite a force along the Sword Coast way back when. However, that's a tale for another time. At the moment, I fear that I might need something a little bit more, I don't know, non-alcoholic, and I should probably settle for the evening. Unless you'd like to go to the Northern Light now, we can wait till morning.
Can I make an insight check on I'm sorry, how do you pronounce your name again?
Trovis.
Trovis,
Trovis. Yeah, can I make an insight check on Trovis?
go for it.
11.
Nice.
Trovis, what's your passive?
10.
Are you being honest?
Absolutely. Not lying in any way. Just, you feel like there's a lot more to this story. It's definitely not lying, but it seemed like a struggle for him to make himself stop talking. So that might have dodged a bullet on that one. But he does believe, at least, that he's good at this sort of thing.
Well, maybe we should continue this in the morning. And I just kind of look at Castle.
Mhm.
I just give her a look.
Mm-hmm.
Arena, do we just go upstairs and sleep?
I believe you guys got rooms.
I have rooms for all of us, including this
Great.
dragonborn here. Gonna keep a close eye on you tonight.
I'm allowed to stay in the hook, line, and sinker. He looks
For
at Glenn.
one night.
Yes, Trovis, for one night.
One.
You are a persuasive lot. Well, I thank you for your hospitality, Glenn. I'll see what I can do about having that window fixed within the next few days.
Well, you all have a wonderful evening. Keep this man out of trouble. And if you need an extra fill up, the next one's on the house for your friend over there is paid generously.
Well, I don't know that I'm going to turn that down.
Not
The
for
chair.
you.
No, you're
Rude.
not drinking tonight. You're done.
He has he literally picks up a pail of water and sets it next to him, and he's just in this constant of get any closer and I'm just gonna dump water on you.
Honestly, I think you should just throw it. Just do it. I want to see this.
Antagonize the barkeeper.
I'll behave for one evening. See him gently blow on his glass and it begins to grow cold. Little ice crystals form throughout it, and then he begins to drink the water as he gets up and heads towards the rooms.
So as you all wander up to the upstairs to the beds of the hook, line, and sinker, I'll say that these rooms are not the most upkept, but they are livable and will suffice for an evening's rest.
Castle's not picky. She slept in military barracks from the time she was like 4. So, if anything, this is probably the nicest room.
This feels closer to home than probably everyone else.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Though I will say,
like, oh, a sheet? Lucky me.
you watch her almost like wrap cocoon into it, like twirl it around her.
Yeah.
Unused. Who is going
Scratch
to
sheets.
take the time, or who is going to be the watcher of Trovis?
Oh,
tonight?
he's in my room. He's in my room. Like, that's
Getting a room literally meant a room, not a bed, a room.
You get a room.
Part of
There's
a
corner
rectangle,
over
I
there.
get to
You
borrow
take
that.
care of that.
Okay.
yeah. No,
Alright.
I'll keep an eye on him.
All right. So as the night closes down and you all bundle up and hear that wind and the snow start to push against the windows, you can feel the cold come through the cracks in parts of the walls. You slowly drift off into a deep slumber. And throughout the evening, you're able to rest. And does anybody have anything they're doing or any dreams that they would be having during this slumber?
Yeah, I think Benji most likely would be dreaming about her life before coming here. So she will be thinking about like lush forests and kind of just roaming with animals, like different animals. Not on the same level as Erwina, but kind of becoming one with nature and hearing the sound of people laughing and things like that.
Okay. It's a peaceful night for you, remembering and kind of getting away from all the cold that you're dealing with right now for a moment's rest. Anybody else?
Snoring.
Yeah, Castle's having the same dream she has every night that she's had since she was 14. And it's the day she took her oath, which is the day that she was told her parents were dead. And that's the only dream she can have. Because as one dream came true that day, all of her others were shattered. And it's the only time she lets it's the only time she cries is when she sleeps. Otherwise, no one sees her cry.
And since Castle is currently by herself with Trovis in the corner, I wouldn't say by herself, but
Trovis is not alive.
By herself.
Emotionally,
We can
emotionally
say-
by herself.
emotionally by
All
herself.
by herself.
She's having her music video moment, just staring
Yes,
out the window.
Yeah,
yes.
just
Got
let
it.
her have her music video over it. Yeah, you can as the camera kind of pans back, you can see the tears just kind of stream down her cheek throughout the evening. Arlena, anything?
I think before she goes to bed, Erwina kind of like is like the one person in the tavern who opens up her window, as it's like frosted over, and almost like the warmth from inside of the inn has like frosted onto the windows, like a sheen of ice from the condensation of the heat has actually like frozen to the window slightly, even on the inside. But she'll open it up, and she kind of for a while almost seems to like meditate. It's not like a ritual like religious prayer. It's more of like meditating in the slivers of starlight that come through the window.
Okay.
And just kind of and bathes herself symbolically in that nature and the weather and the starlight.
As you look out into the distance, and since you're on the second floor, there are a lot of buildings that are only one story here in Caer-Konig. You can see over into the lush, I say lush, but the massive evergreens that kind of sprinkle throughout the edges before you reach Kelvin's Cairn. And as the tips of the evergreens are seen, you can look up into the sky, and cracks through the clouds of the heavy fall of snow that's coming down. You get those glimpses of that starlight, those stars flicker between the clouds. And you feel almost this rejuvenation coming from that, from your upbringing and what your mother has taught you over the years.
And then eventually she will close the window and go back to sleep.
Okay. As it fades for the evening and morning comes, it comes with a very, very abrupt rap at the door of Castle's room. All right, Trovis, that's enough. Said one
I'm
night.
shouting, I'm napping.
Very obvious that the alcohol has had its full effect this morning. Just nah. Although not as reluctantly, because maybe the cold will help, Trovis will stand and somewhat quietly, if Castle doesn't make any noise, act like he's not trying to wake anybody up and try and leave the room.
As soon as there was like a rapping at the door, she
Yeah.
like shot up awake, like just like that full military training kicked in, like gotta get ready.
I imagined
Uh.
as much so as well, as you just spring from the bed almost as the alarm would have been going off in your head.
Yeah.
Trovis's eyes widen barely at the quickness of you sitting up. Okay. I'm gonna go sit out front for a moment. Don't worry, I won't grab any cups on the way by.
Probably a good idea. He gives you this side eye as you walk past him. Now Glenn is not a small man, but compared to a full-sized Dragonborn, he still seems small. And
Just small salute on the way by.
And nods very reluctantly as for the rest of you, and he kind of like echoes it at this point. There's food downstairs. Prepared a little bit of something for you on your journey out. Thanks to your kind friend, and he doesn't give any names, but he just walks back down the stairs. He waits until Trovis passes, and then there's a small like end table, and he places 3 cups of ale on it right as you walk to the bottom of the stairs. But he makes sure that Trovis is completely walked away from that point before he puts those up there. Even almost to the point of like putting the once he moves by, he like puts the cups down like loud too, just so we make sure.
Trovis will exit the building and sit almost where they found him last night, just out front in the snow.
All right, and the 3 of you can come down in whatever routine rituals you would do before you make it down to the end.
Well, would I know that we're probably gonna need another night to make sure our other companion who is under the weather, I don't want him getting thrown out of his room while he's sick.
So, two things. One, you've noticed that Glenn has never really been this way the last 2 nights you were here.
Yeah.
This is very unusual for his personality. But he is, and on top of it, you have paid a large sum of gold. So I don't know. You'd like to top him off. I'm sure he's not going to complain, being that you live in literally the coldest, worst place in the world. But he's also not going to just boot Jinjack from his room.
Yeah, I think that like before we leave today, she'll just like probably leave him like another 5 golds and just be like, he's sick, make sure he's okay, we'll be back. Like that's probably what she'll do before we leave to do whatever it is we do today. But for now, bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs. That is the only thing on Castle's mind, is all of the bacon and eggs and the equivalent of coffee.
So as you, being that Castle hasn't been around Icewind Dale long, there are eggs, though they have a very strange color to them, as they are from the Axebeaks that live here. But bacon is a different story. You have dehydrated strips of knucklehead trout that you can use as bacon, but I will say that the flavor is nowhere near as tasty and enjoyable.
At this point, Castle's like, it's protein. I can't lose a single ounce of muscle mass at all. I need to eat.
Erwina will give Castle her bacon trout, her trout bacon, and just like spoons it like with like a face of like, this is disgusting.
Castle just looks at you and it's like, it's just like Castle doesn't care at this point. Like she's more concerned about staying strong for her people than what dehydrated fish tastes like. And weird eggs. She knows what protein is. It doesn't matter the form it comes in.
Yeah, you even say like there's what the equivalency of like, not like stale bread, but it's just on the edge of stale. So all of the bread always has this like density to it, and it's not ever fluffy. But there is some cut up bread there as well to pretty much sop up eggs or to make sandwiches, that kind of thing. So
yeah, and that's the only thing Castle's worried about right now is eating. She's whatever anybody else is doing, she's like, that's fine, I'm eating.
Okay, the rest of you?
Yeah, you go first.
Oh no, you can go first.
Yeah. I think Benji just comes stumbling down the stairs after that loud like awakening, and she's just like, what the and then she's just like, okay, how do I have a hangover and I didn't even drink anything? My head hurts. And I think she's in that state of still like kind of trying to put her furs on. So you just see like she just has like a shirt on and she's just now pulling it over and she's like on the last step and misses it. So she just like face plants.
Oh, so as you,
I didn't even want to roll. I just do.
No, you're good. Castle's downstairs at just starting to chew, and all of a sudden you just hear this massive thud on the ground as Benji misses the last 2 steps heading down the stairs and hits the ground. You see the one cup just kind of tilt over and fall and spill out. Arowina, I don't know where you're at all this. You're either coming down the stairs or you're still in your room. I'm not sure.
Yeah, she'll come downstairs at this point.
Okay, so you'd be probably about halfway down the stairs as you see Benji lose footing and just face plant against the floor.
She's just like, oh, that hurt. Okay. Well,
you
what was in that
okay?
tea?
Are you okay?
No, I honestly, I hate it here. The bed was so terrible. I could not sleep. I was cold. And then I just kind of look at Glenn, probably realizing I probably shouldn't have said that out loud.
It's all right.
It takes a bit of getting used to as Erwina like tries to help Benji up.
I wave you both over. Like, I'm not wearing my fur coat at this point right now because like we're not outside and I'm mildly used to the cold because of like where I come from. So I'm just like put it on Benji and I'm like, just until you warm up, dear.
Thank you. Yes.
And Erwina
Oh.
will press the digitation it a little warmer just to make it a little snuggly. Like a heated
Guys treat me
blanket
so well.
almost.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
just met.
heated
I love
blanket
this. And I think I would just look to Arwina. So what exactly was in that tea last night? Because I have like this massive headache.
Does Erwina know what was in the tea last night?
Which tea? Are we just what you were drinking the night before?
Yeah, it's
it
whatever
would've
the
just been-
caravans bring.
Yeah, so it would have just been it would have been a very earthy tea. Probably root vegetable type roots, herbs.
Maybe I'm allergic. And
I don't think this would be an allergy. Like,
oh,
How
No,
long have you
well-
how long have you been here in the Dale?
like 2 days.
I mean, might just not be used to the weather or the temp or the climate.
Yeah, no. I just look around again. I'm just like, this place sucks. And I try to whisper that, by the way.
you just see Erwina just like subtly nod.
Castle is like immensely being like, well, I was going to pay him an extra 5, but it looks like it's gonna be an extra 10. Just like in their head already.
Okay. Yeah, it's not the
You
yeah, it's very it's very chewy, very bland. I mean, this is not gourmet food in any way, shape, or form. But you all notice that Trovis is no longer in the inn, and you can see Glenn is back to his normal self, just kind of serving as people walk in, and some of the loggers and the fishermen are starting to start coming in over the next hour or so, depending on how long you guys want to stay. But where'd you guys like to go now? It's the next step in the puzzle. All right. You go upstairs. You can check on you. You can hear a very heavy snore coming from Jim Jack's room. There is a bucket sitting outside of the door with something in it. but I would prefer not to describe what it probably looks like. But otherwise, he's seems to be hiding in his room. So you're all heading out of the hook, line, and sinker? You do not see any sort of footprints from last night, as you can see that the snow has not stopped coming down since. Even what's... They can't hear us. Did something happen?
I don't
Can-
know.
Are we good now?
James and the music and not players.
Okay, how about we should be good. There was a, okay, good. Okay. I don't know what happened. The audio muted my desktop.
Yay! People can hear me.
We're back.
Sorry about that. Technical issues are fun. But as everybody kind of wraps up their meals and Arowena steps outside to look to see if she can find the steps or the footprints in the steps. You see nothing other than sitting next to the inn, kind of in this slump of snow, already a good dusting on top of the armor, a sober and very hungover Trovis sitting in the snowdrift.
You don't have to come out on my account. I'm fine.
I think we were gonna go try and figure out what was going on with all the missing stolen goods. But one moment, and Erwina will go get Trovis a small plate, like a to-go container, almost she'll get a mug and ask for the eggs and most of the trout in it.
Oh, so you're gonna do
yeah, it's
so
a
you get,
to-go
this
cup.
to-go cup
of breakfast
of breakfast food. So I can't not say how traditional this would feel in a place like this, but yeah. So as you come back and you ask Glenn to put everything in the cup, he gives you a strange look, but then just takes 3 of the eggs, slides them in the bottom, puts the strips of trout bacon hanging out the side, and then a piece of bread on top. He says, this will be fine.
Yeah.
I think he'll be all right.
All right. And she'll head back out and goes, I know it's not the hair of the dog that bit you, but here you go. And she'll just offer it to him.
A little bit.
I will need
startled
that
glance.
mug back, though. I will need that mug back because we have to bring it back.
Oh, thank you. He looks very nervous as he grabs it and kind of looks into it, and almost in one motion goes to throw it back, and some of it gets stuck. So he's shaking it to get it to fall out, and it probably doesn't sound the prettiest, but then
It's kind of like a lizard eating something slightly too big for itself.
pretty much that's kind of what it looks like. And when he's done, he scoops up snow and packs it through, and then begins to kind of wipe it out with his hand and shakes it and just hands it gently back to you.
Erwina will grossed out, will take it back into the inside.
Just place it on one of the tables there, right outside, right inside the door.
Near the busing service that she usually does to help
Right.
out and earn her own keep.
Yep. All right, so you guys are outside now. The wind is kind of died down a little bit, but the snowfall has not stopped yet. Where would you guys like to head? You, Arowena, you know everywhere on the map right now. So you know of the hook, line, and sinker. You've been to the Northern Light before, but you don't really go there often. And then the Frozen Far expedition is where you, your father, all the dwarves that you met yesterday, that's where they would sell and trade goods.
Mhm.
So
What was the name of that last place again?
the Frozen Far Expeditions.
Got it.
It is north, like cardinal on the map, or is it in a different direction?
North is cardinal on the map. Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, I guess we could check out what's going on at the Northern Light, but the tracks were leading vaguely north.
Correct.
At least the weird footprints. What do you guys think?
I want to go to the Northern Lights. Is that the name of the tavern?
The Northern Light, yeah.
Yeah. I'm down to go wherever the information is leading us. Arwina, I have a question though. You've grown up here. Is Trovis an elected official?
I think
He has responsibility. Someone put him in charge.
Erwina will lean over. Often, I think he elected himself. We're not. Yeah.
Got it.
Or was
Got
or was appointed possibly by himself.
Wanted to know on what level of authority he's doing anything, which tells me on what level of authority we can trust anything he says. So that's good. Good to know. Good to know.
So to kind of give not just the party but also the audience a little bit of a background, each of the 10 towns has elected a speaker.
Yeah.
The speaker is
Mhm.
either usually charismatic or they've been elected by the crew, but a lot of times it's going to be an adventurer or a prior adventurer of some sort because of the protection required. In this case, Trovis was at one time a very prestiged adventurer, though tipping too many times to the bottle and some estranged stories has gotten looks of concern of his of his validity of being the speaker.
So he's not. When elections come around, he's not. He's not polling well.
There's usually nobody who runs against him. Most of the adventurers don't come back for one reason or another.
Castle's just gonna make a mental note of if her plans don't go the way she wants them to, then she has a backup. she's always has,
Come and
she always
take
has
over.
a backup plan.
Should we just come over and take over Carcone?
The whole quest line has changed. We're now running for government.
I am
office.
now ready for
We
office.
love that.
Yeah. Castle's like, I have the money and means. Yeah, I could do this. Really clean up this town. Just in the back of her head, that's kind of what she's thinking.
All right. Noted. Be prepared to have one of these towns owned by Castle. Got it.
Ah!
All right. So, Trovis, Castle, Arowina, and Benji, what are we doing? You guys are standing outside the hook, line, and sinker. You've closed the door. The snow is coming down, and you've made this decision. Do you either go north towards the Frozen Far and towards where the tracks were leading, or do you head to the Northern Light, where Trovis had mentioned another item was stolen?
I think we're gonna head to the Northern Light,
Okay.
to get more information, and then we'll try and follow the track. Well, where Arowina remembered the track's going north.
Okay. So as you truck your way across the town, you get through what looks like an old area where a marketplace would have been. The well has frozen over completely at this point. And there is a large tavern in the distance, which you would remember usually has a unique light that comes from the front of it that changes colors throughout the day. But that light is dim. There's nothing out there right now. And as you get closer, you can notice that the lantern that sat up there is completely gone.
Mm-hmm. And so we knew that one was missing, but we found it.
You guys
We
walk
found.
in?
Yeah, we walk in.
Okay. This
Um,
place
before-
compared. What? Yep.
I'm sorry. Before we
No, you're
walk
good.
in, how high up is is the lantern post? I think.
So
I guess.
it's probably 10, 15 feet high.
Okay, so you're gonna need like a ladder or something.
You would have
to
needed
get
a
that
ladder or
down.
something. Yep.
Okay.
And it's
that-
interesting
that makes
because as you
sense.
get closer, the other thing you notice is that there's not really any footprints the farther out you get of town. Like, nobody seems to venture this direction. When you wander into, you open up the door creaks. A lady probably in her looks like she's in her late 30s, early 40s, has this long brown hair. She's got a very pretty dress on at the front, and she goes, "Oh, Trovis. Well, that's nice to see. And you have friends."
Yes, I thought we may want to have a discussion. It seems our friends are just as interested in finding some of the missing items as I am.
"Oh, so you've located our lantern?"
No, the thieves evaded me for yet another evening.
"You know, if I go back to the kitchen and tell Corey, she's not going to be happy."
We don't have to tell Corey in that exact phrasing.
"Don't have to tell Corey what?" You hear
Nope,
from the
yep, too
back
late.
end.
That we didn't find your lantern. We didn't find it.
Immediately,
Erwina,
like 90
just-
degree, just stare.
This is Erwina's face.
You can see Corey comes out of the back, kicks open the double doors, and you imagine just by the voice, this massive woman. No, she's like 5'2", like 110 pounds, soaking wet. This long curly red hair, and these glasses on the top, on like her, like these giant spectacles on her eyes. She goes, "What are you talking about? We can't find it. You said you'd find
are
it."
Scary. You okay? We were just joking. You know, we were saying how we couldn't find it, and then I kind of tapped Castle, do the thing.
Well,
We're in the process of finding it, and we just wanted a little more information. There's no need to worry. It's going to be found by competent people, and that's us.
competent, you say? Well, at least we have somebody who's competent. And she like has this almost like soup ladle in her hand as she's like wiggling it at Trovis
His
frantically.
head
Wow.
is moving away from it as if past experiences are teaching him that he should dodge whatever this is, just leaning back slightly.
All right, so the we don't know how it would have been stolen. The thing's high, and for some reason it's just we can't seem to find it. Trovis said it's the darn dwarves again, but you can't tell me that dwarves are quiet.
Yes, I guess that would be my question then, is that do you have anyone who keeps watch overnight in shifts or anything like that?
She looks straight at Trovis.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well-
definitely night patrol.
He
It's you, isn't it? You're night patrol.
Hi, I'm night patrol here in
Okay.
in
he
Caraconic.
demands to be night patrol. We've had a few others offer, but he seems to be the single-handed night patrol that isn't doing his job.
All right, Allie, I'm gonna go find something to do in the kitchens. This conversation has gotten very hostile. Please let me know if you need me. And Trovis is gonna make his way towards the kitchen.
And Corey is walking right behind him with the soup ladle until he goes into the back through the kitchen.
A person after Erwina's heart.
And as soon as the doors close, you just hear a flap right on the back of Trovis's armor.
So I think we know the how and the why as to this lantern being stolen simply without no one noticing, and it's because of an incredibly high level of incompetence and security. At this point, it could be anyone who stole it. They could have done it silently or they could have done it loudly. The fact of the matter is that anyone and everyone was asleep, and those who were in charge to watch weren't watching. So we're more or less.
See, I didn't want to say
place.
that, but my sister will be immediately able to say something like this. In all honesty, I'd rather just keep it peaceful as much as possible. But it is a damper on our current clientele to not have the lantern. Seems people don't think we're even open. Not that we get a lot of people, but we get our share.
Yes.
I can tell you we've seen footprints around the inn before, but nothing was stolen, and then a few nights ago this was taken.
So wait, are you saying that the footprints appeared days before the item was stolen?
We've seen footprints in the area, but nothing this close to the
okay.
inn.
Okay.
Do you remember any strange people here in the tavern that you've never seen before?
I mean, no, we don't really get very many outsiders, if that's what you're asking. It's not really a place for people who don't want to be here. I'm sorry I can't be much more help.
No, it's okay. We're gonna find your lantern. Partly because Corey is terrifying, and she scares me. So, is it possible for us to have a look around outside? And
Of course. You can look wherever you'd like. If you need to get in anything, just let me know.
I kind of peer back into the kitchen where Corey is. She's still beating him with a ladle.
You're just tapping the ladle against the back of his armor. Just
Oh wow.
He's working in the kitchen, but she's not leaving him alone to do so.
no, 100% not. You take a dragonborn at like a little like 6 foot, close to 7 foot, and you've got Corey who's a good 5'2", and just this wrapping of the ladle against the armor. And you can hear the tinging from the back or from the other side of the outside the kitchen. So you said you would find it, and you didn't find it. And now you're bringing more people into my tavern.
One night, Corey, again with this. It's one night.
One night too many.
Oh my!
You know
okay.
this.
I found people that are going to help. I won't drink until we find the lantern.
You better not.
Ugh.
We have to drag you out of the snow again. The next time, I'm dumping a thing of spoop on your head.
All right, just let me. It appears that he's sitting in front of something that's got like soup or something in it, and he's like filling up water skins with like soup, just to take and have something warm.
It's knucklehead trout soup. You actually stir it, and as you do, you see like the top like portion of the knucklehead trout head just kind of bloop from on top of it.
Do you have to keep these things whole in here, Corey?
It's not whole. But they do give good broth.
Well, I'm going to fill a couple more of these for our friends if you don't mind. I know that this isn't exactly the most expensive soup in the world, but it does have quite the flavor. I'll give you that.
Take what you must. If you bring back the lantern, I'll give you an extra.
Arwina, given the information we have now, where else can we look around this place? I've exhausted all of the information that we've been able to get, and it's coming up empty. You would probably know the places that people would potentially see as weaknesses or blind spots.
Well, we could have followed the footprints to where they came from last night, but that was a no-go. So maybe one of the things that we could do is we could check in with, as I look at the map.
So you either check in at the Frozen Far. Well, the Frozen Far is the other one you were mentioning.
Yeah, the Frozen Far. We could check in there. Or what we could also do is maybe we could let them know to send a runner tonight if anyone sees the footprints, and then we could follow them to wherever they came from. We won't be able to maybe see where they are inside or, around the area, but we might be able to follow from where they came, which will at least give us some information.
Okay.
And then we can spring a surprise on them.
Trovis will push his way back into the room with you guys and listen to the plans being made.
Corey does not.
Yeah.
She stays back in the kitchen.
I would like to go outside and kind of walk around the building, and using my criminal background, can I kind of look for trap doors or small crawl spaces? I cannot speak tonight.
Sorry.
Thank you. Crawl spaces or anything like a person would hide out in, waiting.
This is a very, I wouldn't say simple built in. You don't see any crawl spaces. You don't see really any sort of places where you would hide out at. But you do notice a small, I wouldn't say it's small, but a large rock kind of on the back end of the towards the end.
It's just like this one boulder here.
Not even a boulder. It's talking probably about a little smaller than a baseball, and it's not perfectly round. It's it would be more organic looking, like it'd been chipped away on something, but it's a piece of rock or metal.
Yeah, I will pick it up.
Okay. But it definitely looks out of place.
I think I just go. And are we surrounded? Is this inn surrounded by the forest or woods?
It's
or
mostly
something?
so you're on the coastline of a frozen over lake, and then to the north of you is Kelvin's Cairn, which is a large mountain range.
Okay. Can I? Actually, I will bring the rock inside and say, "Hey guys, I found a rock. Doesn't look like it belongs here, but I give it to Arwina. I'm not really good with nature stuff, so if you wanted to check it out."
Yeah, Erwina will try and figure out if she's seen this style of rock before.
It just looks like a piece of. Actually, give me a nature check.
Oh no. Hey, 13. We know rocks.
Yeah,
We know rocks!
No fish, but Erwina had a phase when she was a little girl where she would habitually collect rocks. She didn't know what they were actually called, but she had a rock collection and knew where she gathered them from. This is where her rock knowledge
That's a
comes
cool rock.
from.
rock knowledge comes from.
You got a cool rock.
So as you pick it up, you can tell that it is either some sort of iron or it's a metal, and it has it's kind of cold. It's kind of cold to the touch. But you would know that around here, the only place that you would find this type of metal in this form without it being refined would be at Kelvin's Cairn.
Okay. It might be from Kelvin's Cairn, oddly enough. Maybe their teenagers are coming over here and making mischief. That would make sense. Town rivalries.
Yeah, you know, teenagers love doing dumb stuff. So I guess we go there next.
Yeah, I mean, we could check it out. That is to the north.
It is far to the north, yes.
Well, we could always stop by Frozen Far on the way. Their
Should I be
dogs
able to
might help
see the
us.
map? Because I can't.
You can't see the map?
No.
It's in the stream. That's where I've been seeing it.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I just can't see it
Somebody
in
would have mentioned that.
Boundary.
Hold on, let me fix that. Ta-da.
There we
See,
go.
I just figured you had like a combat map loaded and that you didn't want us to see yet.
We'll get there.
Okay. It's like they're just ready. They're just ready.
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I mean, I think we have a clue at least which direction to go in. I don't know what more information we would get from there except what other things are possibly missing. So we might as well make haste.
The Frozen Far has their sleds as well. We may be able to come up with
that's
some
true.
dogs to help us.
The idea of dogs gets Castle very excited.
Puppers.
she's like, I don't care. Let's go see the dogs. If nothing else, let's see dogs today.
And we have derailed the party once again with animals.
Sorry, said the word.
All right, so we're heading to Frozen Far now, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Or are we
Yes.
going to
Yeah.
venture past it? So we're. All right, so as you head to the Frozen Far expeditions, you can see this large warehouse style building. In the back, you can see a pin of about a dozen of these large, fluffy, floppy-eared sled dogs just bouncing through the snow. And then on the side there is what looks like a storehouse where they probably would store sleds. And so if you want, you can go to the storefront where you would meet Atenis, who is the owner there, or you can go wander around. It's up to you.
You said a tennis.
Yep. Atenas.
Well, ladies, where would you like to go?
I mean, we should probably get a dog sled as Erwina's already starting to ritual cast speak with animals just to hear what the dogs are gossiping about.
I could not agree more. I think just given the treacherousness, we should really have some dogs. And
Mm-hmm.
Castle is immediately just be like, sweet babies.
Yeah.
As you approach the kennel area, you can hear them start to bark, and Arowina, all you're hearing is friend.
Amazing.
Just
What a wonderful use of the spell. Just
All
toss them
of
to
them
how
just-
excited dogs are.
Yes. The best.
as they've all got these giant paws just up on the fence, just looking over the droopy eared, and you hear from the back end from the inside, a tennis goes, "Quiet down, yes. Quiet down.
They're excited to see you guys.
He kind of looks out and sees you all walking up. He goes, "Oh," kind of runs out. He says, "Well, welcome, Erwina. It's been a while since I've seen you here."
Oh yeah, it's been a while. Me and my friends are looking to make a small trip north, and we're wondering if we could utilize one of your sleds and some of the dogs to pull them.
Oh, I mean, your dad's bought dogs from here before, and hasn't been a big deal. But yeah, we'll see what we can sell to you. And what are you looking for exactly? We've got 2 sleds and about a dozen dogs right now.
She looks over at Castle. Well, we want ones that are, gonna be able to get us further up north. I'm blanking on the name of the town right now.
Kelvin's Cairn is the mountain range.
Yeah, we're going up to Kelvin's Cairn.
Oh, are you bringing any supplies?
We probably should.
Yes, we'll take your finest dogs that can handle these elements and are capable of pulling what, ladies? Probably just a day and a half's worth of supplies. That's all we'll need. We'll be back.
Let me see. Dogs are running right now for rental for a day. It'll be 2 gold a day. Or if you want, the dogs currently are going for 50 gold.
Yeah, I'll give you them. Does that include the sled?
If you buy 2, I'll push the sled in as a deal.
She gives him 110 gold.
Nice.
Oh,
I just look at Castle. I'm just like, where'd she? And I stopped myself from asking her where she got all this money, because she's been spending nonstop. So she's just like, I think like at this point, Benji is less focused on the mission and more focused on Castle specifically.
you can see Castle has been pulling out from this bag, but at this point we're taking the whole 110 out. You can see that bag has went from like this pile to it's starting to feel very empty at this point. It's getting down there. But you take your lot. You choose whichever one you'd like. 2 of our best, whichever one seems to be to your fancy, and I'll pull out the sled from the back.
Castle's gonna pick is gonna pick one that just like immediately just is drawn to her, and then is like, Arwina, you got a vibe on this girl? Go for it. Pick one.
Here we know. We'll select one that looks more like it fits in with the snow. So one more pale and
so you do
blending
see 2 of them. They have a white and a tan.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be it's just like these 2 giant tan spots, like very almost I'm thinking it's not even tan, it's like a light or like an orange almost. 2 of them have these 2 giant spots on them. The other one that has just taken a love to Castle is a full white with just nothing but the like almost like a mask look, and then the ears are black, complete utter black.
so cute.
And it's even got this little like white point to its like nose with just a little single dot on the side of the like right above the nose of a white on the black, and that's it.
Actually, what Erwina will do instead of choosing one that she likes is she will find one. She'll basically find the one that Castle picks best friend. So that's going to take a couple seconds for her to triage. Is like, okay, who are you not going to be? Who's going to be sad if they don't go with you? Knowing that they are more pack animals,
Right,
so
they are more pack animals.
Make sure that they're not she's not taking somebody else's pair bond.
I will say at this point, describe to me the one that you're kind of pointing at. They're all these very, very heavy, fluffy snow dogs. So I mean, mostly we're just the color differences is all you're seeing.
Oh, so then we'll go with like a Lady and the Tramp vibe, where
Okay.
Castles is very regal and like majestic. You would see it on like a hilltop,
Right.
howling at the moon. Its best buddy is the scruffiest, scrangliest one of the bunch.
Yeah, you can actually see like the different colors of the hair almost. I wouldn't say matted, but they're like just kind of tussled all together in this wiry look. But you can see both of them are just enamored to be going together. And of course, Arowena with her talk to animals, it's like, friend, you, friend, you, friend.
Yeah.
And he brings out these, not like ropes, but like they are. It's like long, like little short pieces of rope, and he's going to tie them to each of the collars, and hand one over to Arowena and one over to Castle, and then you see this. I wouldn't say it's the best kept sleds, but the sled will move, and then he piles on enough feed for animals for 2 days on top of it. Says, well, that should be enough for what you're looking for, and hopefully the wind and the snow doesn't get too bad while you're out there.
The dogs have names, or can I name him?
Oh, go right ahead. You paid for it. You name it. They'll pretty much go to anyone once you. But once you're connected with them, for some reason, they're pretty loyal.
Castle's going to name her dog Candle, and as she does, there's a little mistiness that starts to like build up in her eyes, and then she's like, no, you're a good boy.
Inside check.
Oh, okay, deception. Oh, you're
Listen,
not
I
good.
have a terrible insight, so.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I got a 19!
Nice.
Oh no, this is bad. Hold on.
Internal PvP.
Template. Okay, hold on. Deception. Where am I at? Okay. Oh god, I have a minus to this. This is bad.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm devastated by. I hurt my own feelings by naming this dog after my dad.
Oh.
I
just
hurt
kind of
my
come-
own feelings.
I just kind of come in and place a hand on Castle's like bicep because I think I'm that. I'm just like, I just pat her arm and I'm just like, hey, it's okay. You know, if you want to
I
talk
just,
about
like, look at
anything.
you. I just look at you and I'm like,
I'm please
like-
don't cry.
I was like, you say nothing. You say nothing. You tell no one. You say nothing.
I can't lie. I see everything.
You say nothing.
Okay. All right. And then
You just
I
like buries
out
her face in her dog.
to help like kind of cover up that moment. She will take Gumbo out of her bag and say, "Hey, you can speak to animals. Can you speak to Gumbo for me?"
Hi, Gumbo.
All right. So what does Gumbo say, Benji?
Oh, I was not prepared for this. That was a nice. I like that. I think he just kind of looks around and he's like, "Hi, where are we?"
Oh, we're going on an adventure. Because she knows like the understanding of animals is different. We're going on an adventure.
Okay. Do I have to stay in the bag?
Prob-
This whole, you know. To,
Probably a good idea for a little bit. It's very cold out here. I mean, you
And
look
I-
like you could handle the cold, but I'm sure it's warmer in there.
yeah, it's
And she
pretty warm
starts to
a lot
try
of
and
food.
convey, because animals animals think and speak in different ways. She tries to convey the idea that the bag is a den and a place of safety.
Aw.
And then for her dog, which hasn't been named, she will first be polite and ask what it is called by its pack.
You would, so as its pack, it would be called Scruff.
Would you like to continue to be called Scruff?
Just kind of tilt its head.
Do you like Scruff?
Seems to be nonchalant on the idea.
Okay. We're gonna keep calling you Scruff till you get a new name, okay? And she'll give it like a little rough on the face,
Oh yeah, and you can
making
see
it even scranglier.
Yeah, it just you can feel all of the hair just get wrapped into your fingers.
It's like part wolfhound somehow.
Yeah.
the mutt.
All
Okay.
right. And we're gonna connect those to the sled, and we're gonna start heading north towards Kelvin's Cairn. Correct?
Yes.
Onward.
All right.
Onward.
So as we get ready to take off into the snow and the cold, the four of you on the sled, we're going to take our break for the evening and find out what happens when we come back. All right, so we'll see you guys in just a couple minutes. In the meantime, check out these awesome drawings from Chris, our guy under the weather, and we'll be back shortly. And we're back. All right. So, the party has started its journey north towards Kelvin's cairn to try to track down these strange tracks that seem to be sprinkled throughout Caer Konig. Who is driving our sled right now?
I can.
Okay. Give me a survival check. Though you said you do. Do you have?
I have animal handling.
You said you had vehicle control though too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me the vehicle one.
I think it's.
It
I
would
think
be.
it's just strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who is keeping while this is going on to see what's going? The riding is going. Is anybody currently eyes open, looking for those tracks?
I am.
Okay.
19.
I
Okay.
am.
Easily able to control Candle and Scruff with no issues as you barrel through this snow. You watch the snowdrift kind of kicking off the back of the feet as they're barking and heading up this north of this of the town.
I would like to help
Okay.
Erwina.
And what'd you get, Erwin?
You didn't tell me what to roll.
Oh, it's gonna be survival
Okay.
to track to catch tracks.
Advantage. A nat 20, baby. I am a bloodhound.
Yeah, no, you catch two sets of tracks actually. The first set lasts for about a good 20 minutes as you're just mushing through. You're watching this set of tracks, and then those vanish. And then ahead, though, you see a set of sled tracks, but there's something weird about this. They're not animals that seem to be carrying this. These are massive footprints, probably a good, foot and a half, 2 feet big.
Ooh.
Just full-fledged foot, just planted into the ground. Each footstep is about a good, probably 12 inches away from each other.
We should probably follow those. She'll point those out for us to kind of like. Are they still heading towards the mountains as well?
They're still heading towards the mountains.
Yeah,
and you can
let's give
see
that a
the
follow.
sled. You can see like the 2 sled trails heading towards the mountains, and then those footprints.
Yeah.
Forward. All right. As you continue towards the mountains, you start to see the elevation start to climb. The snow picks up a little bit as you continue to climb up and up. As you start to mush around what seems to be a bend, unless you want to jump it, this is kind of where we are right now. So let me transition us. All right. So
I can
everybody's
See
ears are at the.
my token, but everything else is black.
I swore I turned that off. I did turn that off. All right, we good now?
Yep.
All right, and we see the snow coming
I
down.
can see color.
And you see color. All right, so as you can see, there's this kind of trail that goes up here, and you can see where the elevation is starting to dip and turn. You can either jump that or you can cut inward around it. It's your choice.
Probably need to cut inward and around it. Like these between Arowena and myself, you know, we're tracking and handling these animals pretty well, but we're still training them, and to push them too early, that's not Castle's background with animals. She learned that the hard way. So
Yeah.
no, we'll simply just we'll veer.
Okay, so as you veer to the left, I need everybody to give me dexterity saving throws.
Oh god.
Anybody with a 14 or higher?
No, I got
Nope.
Good way to start.
Well,
7.
All right, that's a nice way to start. So as you do, you see, you scrape against what seems to be covered stones that were raised about a good 6 inches, and
Okay.
it catches on the left side of the sled, and the sled flips, and you all are placed into the ground. As that happens, you see 3 figures come out of the snow, almost as if they're just there. As 3 individuals covered in what looks like grayish brown leathers have these completely white beards and pickaxes with each of them. They all start to yell at you. Does anybody here speak Undercommon?
Undercommon?
Undercommon.
No.
Nope.
no.
So all you're hearing is as they all ready javelins, and we are going to begin combat.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Why is my combat not working? My combat off? My combat's not working tonight. Okay. Turn the ambience back on. Okay. Let's see here. So let me get everybody into combat.
We roll initiative.
And we will roll initiative.
It's a 5.
6. Oh god.
Oh, this is awesome. This is great.
All right. Our adventurer, our seasoned adventurer, Trovis, seems to immediately catch as he's planted into the ground, very similar to how you found him the night before. He kind of pulls himself out. What would you like to do?
Trovis is going to draw a long sword and a short sword at the same time. The short sword is now immediately flipped as far as backwards, basically. So the handle is holding the hilt and the blade is running down the length of his arm,
Okay.
when the long sword is being wielded normally. And will immediately take a step like towards Erwina, to like with an eye sort of up on the hill there, making sure that nothing is going to be thrown down from the top, and just kind of backing into to make sure nothing happens to the little group here.
As you're doing that, you're watching these dwarves just double in size, probably standing at a good 8 feet at this point.
I don't know if any of you have the experience, but these are Duergar. They come from the underworlds, the depths. I don't know of very many of these that are friendly. Arm yourselves.
Erwina pulls out a spoon.
Yeah, I just
The
my
double take
blade
as
is
the spoon comes out
ready.
is unmistakable.
It's like,
At
shit.
like swords, everything, like moments happening, turns, sees the spoon, and it's like, what?
All right, Benji, you're up.
Yeah, I will immediately take my glaive out, and I kind of start yelling. I look at Castle first. I'm like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
Okay, and I just shout out. I don't really know what you're saying, but you're gonna piss me off if you keep pointing those javelins over here. So yeah, and I think I will like kind of yeah, I think I will kind of move up towards this guy.
All right,
Am I within 5 feet of him? I cannot tell.
you
Well, actually, I would go 10 feet because I have the glaive.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think I will kind of like wrap myself around Castle so that while she's still standing up, I have my glaive ready to attack, and I will as soon as I see him kind of step forward, I will go into a rage.
Okay. So what is since nobody has seen this yet? What does Benji's rage look like?
I think you see, specifically, I want Castle to see this. You see Benji kind of, that smile that she always has kind of vanishes. And you see her pupils kind of dilate to the point where they're like minuscule. And you see her arms, like, which were once athletic, you're kind of starting to see the muscle kind of build as she rages, and she just kind of like stomps down both of her feet, her glaive in hand, and she's just like, she looks at the one that's closest to them. She's just like, come on.
Point of order, Castle is impressed and is like, in Castle touch, she's like, I knew that girl lifted. I knew it. I knew it. She's like,
never missed a gym day.
Never miss arm day, baby.
All right. So as you kind of go into this trance almost and prepare yourself, the Duergar, and you're going to run up and hit it.
Yeah, I will run up and hit it.
Okay.
Yes, I as soon as I figure out where my attack button is. And I will be doing this great weapon master as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, where's my glaive? Okay, there it is.
So just
sorry.
for our audience, what does Great Weapon Master do?
That's a great question. It allows me to hold on.
You're good.
It says, on my turn, when I score a critical hit with a melee weapon or reduce a creature to 0 hit points, I can make one melee attack as a bonus action. And if I choose to, I can take a -5 penalty to the attack roll to add plus 10 damage.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm clicking on glaive. Okay, there we go.
Yep.
So -5. That is an 18 to hit.
18 definitely hits.
Yeah, so I think I kind of spin the glaive with this kind of finesse, and I just jab it into its side. And it will take +2 for rage damage, and then +10.
Oof.
Nice.
What are we looking at on damage here?
Oh.
Whew.
Yeah, and that is 18 points of damage to that Durgar.
So as you dig the javelin into the glaive into the side of the Duergar, you watch as a mixture of black and red kind of pour out from the wound, which, though it's so cold here, it immediately almost like cauterizes in the freezing cold. But you can see the wound has definitely grown, and it was a very heavy hit. It's standing, but it's kind of like kneeling at this moment, trying to catch its breath.
You might want to run. And yeah, that is how I end my turn.
All right. Then we're going to go to our Duergar. He's going to kind of grab the hold of with one hand and hold the wound, and he's going to just stumble towards you, and you can see this massive war pick. As he enlarged, it seems like all of his items kind of grew with him, and he's going to swing wildly at you with the war pick. He's going to step forward. He's going to... And since he is enlarged, he does double damage. Make checks and saves. Okay, yep. So he gets advantage on this. Where did my stuff go?
That misses.
So a 12 misses. So
Yes.
the pain winces, and as it does, he kind of swings wildly upward and just over top of your head. Our next Duergar is going to take a javelin and throw it at... probably he sees Trovis there, and he's going to chuck the javelin at Trovis. Because he's got all the armor on, and he's kind of concerned with that idea. Does an 18 hit you, Trovis?
18 will hit.
18 will hit. All right, and he's going to do versatile for 11 points.
All right.
As he just grabs this javelin, just and you can feel the weight of it hit into almost like dent into your armor as you're hit with it. All right, that would be Arlena.
I think what she'll do as she kind of moves more instinctually is she's gonna chuck something in return as she like sees Tor, our good friend, get stabbed with a javelin right next to her. She's gonna reflexively like reach over as snow collects into a knife in her hand, and she's just gonna chuck it over in the general direction of the large thing that just threw a javelin that would have 100% killed her.
So the one that she was the one on top of the hill. So that is 15 feet up too.
I believe Ice Knife has the range for it.
I believe so. It's what, 30, 40?
Let me look real quick.
It might even be higher.
Range 60.
Oh yeah, definitely. Easy.
Okay. So Ice Knife. Yeah. Cast spell. And then click you. And then attack. Oh, no, that's a whiff. Probably.
Yeah, that's a whiff. As the ice knife kind of explodes in front of him.
Does it still explode near him? Because
It does.
he still has to do the deck save.
Correct. Right.
And that's a fail.
That's okay. So then, yeah, you take roll the damage, and then we'll piece the damage out.
5 cold.
Okay. So as what looked like the knife kind of just like hits the armor, but then and in a moment's notice you see this thing explode outward like shrapnel pieces, and the ice kind of gets into his beard and into some of his skin. You can hear
And then as her bonus action, she will magic seems to coalesce around her spoon as she casts Shillelagh.
Ooh,
Because that's a bonus action.
time to activate the whack stick.
Yeah, the whack.
All right, Castle.
Yeah, Castle's gonna move up here with her swole buddy, and she's just gonna start wailing on this guy. She's gonna pull out her great sword. It's got a silver hilt and like what looks like almost like a purplish blade, and it glimmers kind of in the snow. And yeah, she's just gonna start whacking on this guy with her great sword. If I can get it to work. Why aren't you? There we go. Roll. There we go. Okay.
No.
No! Okay, I don't hit.
You kind of, as you step forward to swing, you didn't realize your footing, and the snow pushes as you put the weight on your front foot. You sink down, and you just kind of whiff heavily on that swing.
Yeah, and as a bonus action, I'll disengage and take a step back.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
All right. That brings us back to, or actually no, that brings us to our third one in the back. He's going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. All right. Now, because we are at the end of this round, and I want to put at least a marker out for it, where is the sled in all this? So I'm guessing it's gonna. Do we want to put it here?
I'd say there or even here, given that we
Mhm.
came around that curve, it might have
Like-
flipped over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll
Yeah.
put it kind of resting on this mound right there.
Yeah.
And the dogs are currently tied up on it, kind of trying to, and they're just kind of like sitting in the snow, growling heavily at the Duergar in the front. All right, round 2. Trovis.
Seeing as he just took a javelin, he's no longer going to stand here. And Trovis is going to see that there are 2 individuals pushed up here on one of them and turn to make a movement towards the third one. Just right over here. Let's see. Just for the image, his swords are actually, both of them, the blades are black steel as well. So his entire armor set is all like that tone dark metal.
Okay.
But it's going to make... We do have multi-attack here, so we're going to make an attack with the long sword, with the main hand.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Definitely gonna hit.
19 will damage. That could have went better. Okay, so the second actual attack, he'll come back with the long sword.
Okay.
$11.
Just misses.
Okay. And then we do have that bonus action with the short sword.
Yep.
Ooh, 7. It's not working well.
Nope. Still hungover. But you're getting there. So what was that total? All of just the 4?
Yep, 4 points of damage total.
All right. Benji.
Yeah, seeing that this guy is hurt, she's gonna try to finish him off. And probably, yeah, she's gonna make her attack first. Great weapon master.
Okay.
That is a natural 20.
Yeah! Get it!
So with the Duergar already taking a knee at this moment, what do you want to do? There's no way that this could not die.
Immediately. Yeah, I immediately take my glaive and kind of in an uppercut motion, kind of stab it so that it's going through his mouth, like under, like through his throat and like up.
Yep.
It's very gruesome.
Yeah.
And she just yanks it out. and she turns and she looks to see Arwina is very much not covered.
Yeah, Erwina.
So-
Had I known where the sled was, Erwina would have moved over.
One more time.
Yeah,
The audio went out. Okay, got it. Yep. 17 to hit. Definitely hits.
Okay. And for damage, +2 +10. 22 points of damage.
And
Nice.
once again, how do you want to take this one out as it's sitting on top of this 15 foot
Oh, do I
wall?
take this guy out too?
Yeah,
Oh
you do.
yeah. So does he still have a javelin in his hand?
He does. Well, no. So the javelin was thrown at Trovis. So he
Okay.
has two other javelins on his back, and he has not drawn his pickaxe yet, or his war axe yet.
Okay, so yeah, I think I stab him in the hand that's going for his pickaxe, and I kind of yank the blade out, and then I kind of just like come full sweep across his throat.
Ooh.
Watching, yeah, and I just watch as he falls to his knees, and I kind of kick him off the side of the the hill. I'm just like, wow, that was fun. And I kind of look, I kind of just look around to see who else.
how deep is the snow around the Duergar?
The snow around the Duergar is probably maybe 5 feet.
Oh, yeah, that's not gonna be helpful. She will like have like a moment of like steeling herself as she moves in to go help in the melee fight over here, as she lifts her serving tray shield and her spoon in the other hand, and we'll try and do a whack because he seems to be having a little bit of trouble.
Okay.
Um,
Resize this so it looks better.
shall we-
Zoom in now that we've kind of. All right. See what
Nope, that's a nope.
happens. Nope.
No.
As the as the soup spoon hits it, it just kind of whacks against it. The door guard looks kind of down at you. Castle, you're up.
Okay, let's see here. I think I'm trying to decide if I want to, I think we've got this pretty well squared away. I was gonna try and untie the dogs, but I feel like I'm needed up in the battle.
It's up to you.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and get right up in here with my peoples, and I'm just gonna try and hit this fool. We'll see what happens.
All right.
He's just so fast.
So
His
fast.
armor's so tough. We're all struggling.
We're just having a hard time.
It's not us, it's him. He's just super powerful. OP.
Only a 10.
No.
All right, and then yeah, I'll just disengage again and take a step back.
Okay. All right. That puts us at the Duergar. This time he is going to swing at Arowina as the
great.
ladle hit. More of an offense than anything, but he is going to swing his war pick at you.
He's probably gonna kill her, but that's fine. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's see here. That is gonna be.
Yep, that hits. I am a small squish.
12 points.
Yep, she's down.
So as the war pick just wham against the chest of Arowina, you watch as her body gets picked up by the size of these things, and she kind of plops to the ground, and you can see now that Arowina is no longer moving.
She's not outright dead, but she is KO'd. Yeah.
KO'd. Yep. And that puts us at round 3 with Trovis. The dogs are barking wildly at this point. What are we doing, Trovis?
Talking to myself is what I'm doing. Immediately panicked now that Erwina has gone down. Going to continue the onslaught with the long sword and the short sword here. So the first attack is going to be a 20
Hits.
for 8 points of damage.
Okay.
The second attack with the long sword is going to be a 23.
Yeah.
Yes.
My death has triggered a lot of emotions. I
For
love it.
10 points of damage.
Ooh.
Nice.
I'm just like
And
almost
then-
imagining like Arowina like got flown back almost like into Castle's arm because Castle's like right behind her.
Right, yeah.
And then we're going to make an attack with the short sword for a 21.
That hits.
Let's go.
Damage. 9 points of damage with the short sword.
And how does Trovis want to finish off this final Duergar?
So seeing that Erwina was just hit and taken down after the two long sword swings, and he begins to struggle back a little bit, the short sword is going to get buried directly into the top of the foot nearest me, and then just barrel myself into him to knock him over.
any point in time prior, that definitely something has changed, and you get a flash of perhaps what once was.
All right. What are we doing?
Are we still in combat?
We are currently out of combat as far as you can tell. Yes.
Okay, so Arowina is just more or less like crumpled at Castle's feet, and like Castle just like scoops her up in her arms, and it's like the second her hands like touch Arowina, and she's just like holding her, just like, you're no, 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 no. Like, we just took this sweet, innocent tavern girl, and like, Castle very much feels like, no, this is like my responsibility. And like, as soon as like Castle's just saying no, no, no over and over again, like her hands are glowing, and Arowina gets 5 lay on hands.
Oh,
Right.
nice.
That's all of my lay on hands for the day, guys.
She says, "That's it. That's all I can do."
But I'm just like, oh, no, 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 not again, not again, not again. No, 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 no. And I'm just like holding her, like, why did we take the young one away from the tavern? She left the house one time.
Yeah, Erwina has left. This is the second time she has left the town.
Right, and now she's still. This has not been a good.
This has not been a great day.
All right. So as the as this transition between knocked out and coming to kind of goes, we're going to kind of rail this in a little bit. So as your eyes were closed for the moment, all you were doing floating in is a set of stars.
Oh yeah.
You can, as you are pulled back to life, it's as if the stars just slowly become closer and closer and brighter and brighter. And the last thing that you see is just a constellation of what looks like almost like an owl kind of in the far distance, and then the entirety of the sky turns this bluish purple and red, just kind of, and the stars go out as you're pulled back to life.
That was weird. Is the first thing she says as she comes back to consciousness. That was weird.
Are you okay?
Yeah? Is she
What
like
was weird?
I saw the night sky and then like a large owl on the horizon, and then all the colors of the northern lights, and then all the stars went out.
Oh. But you're okay.
Yeah, I mean, except for, almost dying, I assume.
Yeah, you went out hard and fast.
None of us checked if she had a weapon. She has a spoon.
A spoon can be a weapon. You don't know things.
Mm,
You have a lovely weapon.
I mean, it's what I have.
It's what you have, and sometimes that's all you can work with is what you have.
Like a good chef. She's
Yeah.
like still kind of delirious, coming out of like shock
like,
raging.
Elvis is going to
attempting
move
to,
to
like,
the Duragar.
Wipe whatever blood off of her that she can.
Seeing how the spoon's being defended in a combat situation, Trovus does not know how to respond. He's going to wander to the dead Duragar and start
And
seeing
then
if there's
as
anything.
she starts like coming back a little bit more cogent, is like, weren't you just being beat up with a spoon earlier?
Yeah.
Like, it's fine.
Oof. Shots
All
fired.
of our
Shots
bravest,
fired.
all of our bravest use a
Why?
spoon.
Yes. Honestly, every warrior or knight I've ever trained with or known started with a spoon. I had a spoon at one point.
this point, this just means anywhere in the 10 towns, if a woman appears and is wielding a spoon, we should all pay attention. We all need to
Yeah.
make sure we know where the spoon wielder is.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
Benji is still. I mean, at this point, you're still on the top of the mountain, or the top of this hill, like 15 feet up. What I only can imagine doing, like the Sand Raiders from Star Wars thing, just.
Yeah, but I don't know. Seriously, I think Benji, as she comes out of her rage, she just kind of looks around for a moment, kind of stunned. She just, what happened? Are you? I seen you go down. Are you okay, Arwina?
Oh, I think I'll be okay. These were I'm gonna guess the large tracks I found.
That makes sense. I'm sorry you guys had to see me get mad. I don't like getting mad, but you know.
Sorry?
It was fabulous.
Ma'am. That was some of the most impressive stuff I've seen in years. Don't apologize for your ability. It's part of what makes you wonderful. It's okay to be angry, especially when your friends are
Oh.
angry.
That felt so good. Hold on, I need a moment. And I think Benji just kind of, can I hug you? That was great.
Aw.
And I start to cry.
The big girls hug.
Benji just starts to cry.
Oh no!
And then she just like pats Arwina on the head because she got patted on the head. She's just like, "You're okay, right?"
I think I'll be okay, like with a little bit of rest.
Okay, that sucked. And then I think I will like to kind of look around and make sure nobody else is gonna try to ambush us.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Okay.
I'm gonna go untie, get the dogs detangled.
Okay. Scruff is holding to his name, so while
Mhm.
the candle has just kind of pulled himself out of like the tanglement, Scruff is wrapped in rope on top of trying to move around.
Perfection.
Come here, buddy. You're so good. Yes, you are.
And he just kind of just nuzzles.
Yeah.
All right. What'd you get?
14.
All right. With a 14, you kind of look around and you don't notice anything else other than the fact, two things. The first one is the tracks that you saw and the tracks that the Duergar left, even in their enhanced state, are still smaller.
Oh. Okay.
Whatever was moving through the snow is bigger than those. The second thing you
Okay.
see is as you look north towards Kelvin's Cairn, you see a fortress sitting at about 200 feet away. Black iron, very geometric shaped, and you can even see portions of the portcullis and the walls kind of built up into the side of this, inside of the hill.
I kind of pointed out to everyone else and just like, what's that thing right there? What is that? Is that a fortress? And I was still kind of wiping my my eyes from crying. I'm just like,
Mhm.
oh, that looks weird. And I just kind of looked to Arwina for guidance.
And Arowina looks up at the fortress, then down at her wounds, and goes, "We might need more help. Maybe we should wait for our healer friend to feel better if what we're looking for is in there."
Yeah. Okay. And Were the tracks? You said the tracks were going off in the same direction. The
They're
larger
heading.
ones?
Yep, the
Yeah.
other set of tracks, the sled track and the big footprints are heading towards that fortress.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
As you kind of are discussing, Arowina, you look down and there is a set of pearls sitting in the snow next to the Duergar that you were killed by,
Okay.
kind of laying on the ground.
She will pick those up
Okay.
and she'll go check the bodies of the other Duergar to see if they have anything else.
Okay. Walking through the rest of the Duergar as you all are trying to kind of look and see what you have. Mostly you're finding pieces of stone
Mm-hmm.
and rock. Though reaching into one of them, you reach in and you grab, and like they have these little pouches, and as you
Mhm.
do, you reached in, and as you do, you grab a hold of a stone that immediately is cold to the touch to the point where it's almost like frostbite.
Ooh. Huh.
And you pull it out, and you pull it out before you drop it,
Mhm.
and you can see it's this bluish black, but the entire stone itself looks like it was encrusted by ice. So it's like if you were looking out a windowsill or something, it's got that almost encrusted look to it, even within the snow.
What she'll do is she'll flip the pouch inside, like she'll take the pouch off his belt,
Mhm.
flip the pouch inside out, pick it up, and then flip the pouch around it and tie it closed to take
Okay.
it with them. Because that seems at least interesting.
Yeah.
Something of interest.
Well, weren't the pearls one of the items that were stolen?
Yeah, so we at least can bring something back.
We can bring something back. Yeah.
Right. So is the idea then to head back towards town to check on Jinjak?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
because
We,
we're definitely going to need more hands.
and we all need to rest and deal emotionally and physically with our wounds.
So as you gather your things, rally back the sled dogs, take whatever goods you can find from the three Duergar,
Yeah.
and
all
including
of their javelins.
all of the javelins.
Yes.
So you have 9 javelins total, and 4 war picks if you really want them, or 3 war picks. But you toss that on the sled. The 4 of you push yourselves back towards the town. Are you stopping at the Fairfar expeditions, or are you going back to the inn first?
Would you want to stop, you guys?
I mean, no.
Yeah, I think we just go straight
Yeah.
straight back.
We're ready
Because
to
we're
go.
we're not renting, so we
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, we're not renting. We own this.
Okay. And then which inn are you guys heading back to? Are you heading back to the Northern Light, or are you heading back to Hook, Line, and Sinker?
I mean,
I guess the
Hook, Line, and
northern-
I was gonna say,
Oh.
no, just because that's where our other party member is. But if we want to spend a
Mhm.
night at the Northern Light, we can. That's up to y'all.
Well, I was just thinking about our friend that is not allowed
Mhm.
back at the Hook, Line, and Sinker.
Oh yeah.
Don't
We
worry
maybe
about
maybe
me.
we can get him another. Maybe we can get him another night.
especially if and Arowina goes like, because she has the pearls. She's kind of like, Castle, do you want to really want to hand these back, or should we let him have the W?
Who do they go back to? Do we know?
Yes, the pearls were stolen from. Give it a brief moment here. I'm pretty sure it was actually the expedition. Atenas, was the one that had the pearls missing.
Okay,
The one we bought the dogs from.
then we can return these.
Maybe he'll give us some money back for the dogs.
I like
Mhm.
money.
Yeah, so I guess we will stop.
Hmm.
Okay.
And and see if we can get some kind of reward for finding his pearls.
Okay. So as you stop back at the Fairfar expeditions, you run into a tennis. Says, "Oh, that was faster than I expected. Hope you found what you were looking for."
Well, we didn't find everything we were looking for, but we may have found something you were looking for.
Oh,
Are these familiar?
oh, look at those. Glad you found those.
Uh-huh.
I've been hunting for, well, I mean, we thought we lost them, but
No, they were taken.
so now I would really like those back. My wife would prefer to have those back.
I would love to give them back to her. See, the only problem is that we almost died. And I'm happy to return them to you. They seem very important, sentimental value. Just she hands them to him, like she's not gonna keep them, but she's also gonna make a kind of a silent point of, we didn't, have the trip we were quite expecting, and so anything you could do is just to show good faith that we could have sold these, but we knew where they belonged.
Well, I appreciate that. And what can I do in return?
Some kind of return discount on my wonderful dogs that our party has taken in and trained and given a loving home to.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Nice.
What'd you get?
16.
16. All right. Well, I mean, my wife would really like these back.
I've already handed them to him.
I know. And he takes them and he kind of looks at them. He looks in his pocket and he pulls out and he knows, he's like, "I know you've paid a lot. These dogs are expensive to take care of, but and he hands you back 10 gold.
Nice.
You see Castle slip the gold into what looks like her diminishing coin purse.
Mhm.
It actually slips into a very small bag of holding that is not so empty. She's
Alright.
not dumb.
As you as he hands back, or as he hands you the gold, well,
Thank
I head
you.
home tonight. It'll be a little bit more of a pleasant evening. She's been missing these for about a week now.
Well, I am truly glad we could return them, and thank you for accommodating us on just our trials that we went through today. Even if you hadn't, you would have gotten them back.
I appreciate that.
Of course. Just gotta get those, early votes in,
Yep. Yep. She's starting.
Starting right now.
Mhm.
So as you finish your time at the Fairfar expeditions and head towards, and you guys decide where you're heading, or I guess at this point, you tell me what you're doing. You guys are at the Fairfar at the moment. What are we doing?
I guess we head back to the hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works for me.
All right.
I will allow you all to head back. I'm going to return home. I have a few questions to ask. We may be able to bring a few townsfolk with us. I don't like the look of that fortress, and I don't like that it's been constructed so close to town and we didn't know it was there.
That's not good.
Unsettling.
I'll be
So-
nearby if
Oh.
you need me.
as Trovis.
Before he goes,
Yep.
I would like to ask Arwina to borrow her spoon.
Okay.
Hey, so you said anything could be a weapon, right? And then I just whack him in the head with it. I don't put my full force into it, but
Mhm.
I definitely
spoon.
whack him. Oh,
I
I think I
suppose
cracked it a little
deserve
bit.
that for my last couple days.
I hand her spoon back. I think it's cracked a little bit. I'm so
It's-
sorry.
It's okay.
I will abstain from any form of bottle until this is at least fixed. I suppose I should be of sound mind.
You're an adequate fighter. Why, like, you were once an adventurer or something? I think that's what I was
Long-
told.
Long time ago. Unfortunately, fighting seems to be about the only thing that I still remain able to do without much effort. Maybe drinking may have something to do with that.
Yeah. Okay. I think I just.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That is very likely that drinking has a lot to do with that, because you
Mhm.
seem very like you knew what you were doing on the battlefield. So if this is bigger than
Mhm.
and it seems like it's very big with what you're saying, we might need you. So get your shit together, okay? I don't want to have to whack you on the head with a spoon, because I will use my full force next time.
Erwina has an idea.
Yeah.
You know what you could do, and might help you, not knock over tables and cause chaos, is next time that you're in the hook, line, and sinker, let me know. You get a water, and I'll make it taste like beer.
That's possible.
And that way you can feel like you're having fun without any of the unfortunate after effects.
I wasn't even positive that was a thing until now. I may take you up on that.
You should pay attention to me more. She waggles the spoon.
Visible nervousness.
I kind of flinch back too. I'm just like, oh, why are you waving that like that?
What's
I just
Some of
kinda
these
stand
northern
behind
women and their
Castle.
spoons, man.
Yeah.
All right. So as Trovis veers off back towards his home, and the rest of you head to the hook, line, and sinker to check on Jinjek and to rest and kind of recoup from the wounds that you've dealt with. The evening starts to get darker, and as you are resting inside the hook, line, and sinker, the last thing you can feel is Arwina. That item that you touched, your hand starts to become cold,
Ooh.
and you can see the mark where it would have left it in the center of where you held it, and that is where we're ending tonight.
Yeah.
Wow. That was awesome.
Thank you all
Yeah.
for episode 2. This was a lot of fun. I'm so excited to continue our story. Thank you, Austin, for coming in as Trovis.
Yay.
Chris, hope you feel better. Hope we can have you back next week with Jinjak. We're gonna need you. That fortress is nasty.
Yeah.
But we will hopefully see everybody back next week. But before we close out, Alex, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitch at The Bad Ideas. I've been in the chat. And then also on TikTok at Wild Hearts.
All right, Torrance.
You can find me here on Twitch and on TikTok as actually on Twitch on TikTok it's the Tiny T14, and here on Twitch it's just Tiny T14. I was also hanging out in the chat, and y'all can vote for Castle.
Yeah. Castle will keep you safe.
Castle will keep you safe. If you're short on spoons, we've got you.
Oh my god.
And we know rocks.
And
And
we know rocks.
No rocks.
Rocks.
we know
We know
rocks.
rocks.
Fish are cryptids.
Castle 2024.
And I am so honored to be the game master this year for Dress to Quest. I am Tabletop Misfits. You can find me anywhere at Tabletop Misfits. I also run an interview show on Wednesday nights where we bring guests in to tell stories and to learn about what they're doing in the TTRPG community. I hope you all enjoyed our second episode, and I hope you'll come back as we continue our tale. But tonight, we're closing our doors, we're closing the book for the evening, and hopefully we'll see you back next week on Dress to Quest. Good night.
Good night.